Hey everybody, it's Mace1370. Today I'm going to go over the Major Awaken update for Epic 7. Before we get into it though, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, see the video description below for a link to my Discord. Alrighty, so there's been a lot of complaining in the community. Smilegate has responded with the Major Awaken update. This is similar to an update about a year ago where they're going to outline their direction for the business over the next year, the improvements they're going to make, and how they're going to respond to the criticism. We're going to go through all the major points. The first thing that they're talking about here is the E7 World Cup and Epic 7 as an esport. I think this has been an area of criticism in the community because the previous E7 World Cup felt a little bit amateur. There was not amazing coverage of the matches, and a lot of the promotional materials and streaming design they used didn't really look that good. So here's how they're going to improve it for this time around. The E7 World Cup is going to have a new logo and a trophy to go along with it. We can see the trophy is going to have elements from the sanctuary to wings and, obviously a trophy. They're going to incorporate all of that together to give us this new design, which I think looks pretty good actually. And the winner of the E7 World Cup, whoever that lucky individual is going to get, I think, a physical copy of this trophy. So that's really awesome. They're increasing the prize pool, 100,000 US dollars. That is quite a bit. So, I think there's going to be some pretty serious competition. It's doubled compared to last year. Looks like they have the world's foremost esports event provider, VSPN Korea. I'm not a huge esports person, so I'm not really familiar with this entity. I don't know if that's just a Korean thing or if it's a international organization or what have you, but I'm glad to see that they're getting people involved that are maybe more experienced with this. I think they're going to improve the broadcast experience as well. I'm actually pretty excited about this stuff. This looks really good. So, if I remember correctly, the previous E7 World Cup was essentially the same view that the player had, right, when you were playing. There weren't many additional details. There might have been a few extra ones, but they've really fleshed it out here. So you can see they have some pick rates for heroes on the side. They're incorporating a prediction system. This is a great way to get viewers engaged, and I think that people are going to have a lot of fun predicting who's going to win the different fights. And I guess he has his pick rates on that side as well. What else do we have? So here during the match, this is probably the important part, you have all of the cooldown information for the various heroes, so you don't have to kind of mentally keep track of who used what or speculate, oh, it was the S3F for this hero. It's all going to be right here, and you're just going to be able to easily see that during the match. Also, Battle Frenzy is going to be very obvious here on the right side. We can see the heroes that were picked up here, and also which heroes were banned by each player. That's pretty cool. And overall, I think this is a significant improvement from the broadcast format of the previous one. I think after the match, they're going to break down some additional statistics here, how long it took, turns, how many battle frenzies they got to, and then I guess the damage contribution as well. This is pretty similar, I think, to a screen that you can pull up yourself when you're in a match, so probably not a huge revelation there, but it's nice to have. They're also going to add a worldwide content creator competition, and this is fun to watch. I think that it's really fun to see the different content creators, duke it out. You get to pick your favorite one, and hopefully that person will be in the tournament and will do really well. Okay, so what else do we have? Epic 7 UI adjustments, something about events here on the side. This is a part of the menu that I honestly never really use. I just kind of go to the website to see what's going on, and it looks like they're going to... Looks like it's just more streamlined within the game. So that's, it's nice, I suppose. Not a huge deal, though. Okay, so now we have these special events here. An event for hunt-focused heroes. So it looks like they're going to give us one of these heroes, and then also some Molas, and I don't know the name of this currency. It's the one you get from Hall of Trials, and it lets you buy the exclusive equipments for the heroes, and importantly, some copies of Daydream Joker. Everybody needs that. So a hero support event will be held to quickly adjust both new and returning heirs, as well as to strengthen our experienced heirs. So you can acquire one of these. And the idea is that these heroes are very prevalent, or the most prevalent hero in their respective hunts. So if you are struggling to build a hunt team, this is going to help you out. For more experienced players, you're probably just going to get a bunch of Mola Gore for free. It looks like 36, so that's very nice. That's a full 5-star hero, fully Mola'd, right? They need 33 Mola, so you even have a few extra. So that's pretty good. And, if you happen to not have one of these heroes, then you get them. I think this will kind of impact maybe a little bit the selective summon, because right now people's advice for the selective summon really revolves around telling people to take Sigrid, or a hero that can help them for Wyvern. So if you can just get Sigrid automatically via this, then you may be incentivized to pick something else for your selective summon. I also don't know how long this is going to last, if it's just kind of a one and done thing, or if it's going to be akin to the Moonlight Blessing, where it'll be permanently available for new players as they come in. Will be interesting to see how they do that. We have another event here, the Challenge Mola Gora event, and this looks like it's going to give us some additional rewards, a bunch of goodies down here. Looks like another one of those mod gem selection boxes. I don't know what this chest is. Is that runes or something? I'm not sure, but a bunch of molas, some other things. Looks like we're going to get a total of 66 Molagors from this one, so put those two together and you get a bunch of Molagors, over 100. That's pretty good. Some people are complaining that they're having a hard time building all the heroes that the game is putting out, and I think this is a nice way to help people catch up. Some stuff here about the banner event. What is this? Oh, this is the web event. Web banner event. I didn't know they called it a banner event. I thought it was just the web event. So it looks like they're going to rework this a bit. Maybe nice to have, but not necessary, right? They are announcing that they're doing some more IP collaborations with popular IPs, so not just the ones we've already had. That could be pretty cool. Okay, what do we have here? Some partnerships. Oh, it looks like they're expanding the available options to play Epic 7. I think this is strongly needed. This is a big improvement. I give them a lot of credit for finally doing this. This is something that I wish they had done a long time ago. Only being able to play on your phone or on an emulator is a little limiting. Here you're going to be able to, easily access the game on your PC with these different options. So I think that's really nice. Wonder how BlueStacks feels about that. Probably not great. Epic 7 IP utilization business. So, they're talking here about how they're going to commercialize their IP outside of the game. It looks like they're going to release a web novel. I think this is a really great idea. I'm excited for this. I think people can agree the art is probably one of the best things about this game, so utilizing that and pushing that out to pull more people in is a really strong idea. 4-cut comics. Looks like these are just kind of cute little comics that they're going to do. Oh, they have XR technology. That's cute. I assume they'll incorporate this into their live broadcasts or something. I wonder if they'll give this to content creators. Wouldn't that be cool to be able to see people, use like the different characters as their avatars on Twitch streams? I think that'd be neat. They probably won't release it, but that would be pretty cool. Epic 7 IP expansion and upgrade story. We are planning to create an Epic 7 worldwide video that summarizes the story so far. Hey, that's a great idea, actually. I wonder if they're going to do additional cutscene stuff, or if it's just going to be kind of still images that they just talk over. Hopefully it's animated. That would be really cool. I'm on board with that. Looks like they're adding more songs to the OST, and then they're doing another music video, kind of akin to the one with Tamarin that they did, was that a year ago? And then here's just kind of the overview of everything they just talked about. Okay, so now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of what they're going to change. This is going to be stuff that directly affects the game. So I think one criticism that a lot of people had, and I think it had some merit, is that it's hard to get Moonlight heroes. I think this is a valid criticism for newer players who come into the game after a hero's had their banner. It can be pretty frustrating to say, oh, this hero is very meta, and sorry, you just have to kind of get lucky to get it, because there's no way to target it. So having some sort of catch-up mechanic, now that we have so many Moonlight heroes, I think is valuable. So let's see what they're going to do. After the 30th Moonlight summon, you can summon a free guaranteed 4 to 5 star hero. And this will happen on the 14th, it looks like. Users will receive a 4 to 5 star Moonlight summon ticket relative to all Moonlight summons done. So they're going to go back and they're going to give you a bunch of tickets based on how many Galaxy summons you've done. So that's very generous. Even if you get 3 or 4 of these, or even 5 or 10, there's a decent chance you're getting a Moonlight 5 out of that, right? And this is probably in addition to whatever else they're going to do. So this is, I think, targeting the criticism that Galaxy summons don't have a pity and are a huge scam. I know there was somebody in my guild, Karen, he did, I think, 500 Galaxy bookmarks, and he didn't get a single ML5. He streamed it over Discord, and it was pretty painful to watch. So he saved for a very long time to be able to do that, and to get nothing out of it is a big feels bad. So I'm glad that they are addressing this in some way. They can't obviously just have a 5-star pop out every like 30 galaxy summons, because otherwise there'd be no incentive to do mystics, right? So they have to temper it somewhat. So this will marginally increase your ability to pick or to get ML5s, and I think that's okay. So not a big change though, kind of just a nice quality of life adjustment, I would classify it as. So mystic summon adjustments. Okay, so this is probably a bigger deal. So existing 5-star Moonlight heroes will be released in batches of 3. So now we have so many, I think they kind of have to do this. So when they do the old mystic hero, instead of just having one randomly shoved in there, they're going to give you an option of one of 3, it looks like. So you get to choose out of these 3 heroes which one you want. And changing heroes will not affect the summon counter. Oh, that's interesting. So you can select Maid Chloe, slam a bunch of summons. Maybe you get Sage Ball or Tywin, or who knows what you get. Maybe you get Maid Chloe even. I guess would that reset the pity? That would probably reset the pity. So I guess you would do this, or you would be able to swap around if you got one of them or something like that. And then once you got to pity, you could switch to the one you wanted and then get it. So it'll give you a little flexibility in terms of targeting which one you want. I think I guess you would put the one that you don't want. Yeah, you would put the one that you don't want of the 3 as the thing you're working towards pity. That way, if you got the other ones, it doesn't reset your pity count, I think. Yeah, that's probably the way to do it. After Mystic Summon adjustments, if existing heroes appear in the Mystic Summon, 3 types of 5-star will be released at the same time. Okay, so they're just summarizing that. What's this? So 5-star Moonlight heroes that have not had a rerun in over a year will be returning in batches. Okay, so I guess they're going to release multiple of these 3 Moonlight 5 banners. During this duration, new Moonlight heroes will not be released. So they're pausing new Moonlight hero releases until July 21st. I think that's actually kind of a big deal. People may not consider this, but the Moonlight summons are, I think, a large source of their revenue stream. And so if you turn that off for a couple months, that's a significant amount of money that they're out, or that they, could have made in the interim time. So this, in my opinion, shows some amount of commitment to trying to make things right, or trying to, fix things. Saying we're not going to release heroes. I haven't gone over any of their balance stuff yet, but we're not going to release heroes until you at least have an opportunity to get some, and we address changes. I think that's a good move. Now, one thing I don't see addressed here that I think probably should have, if you remember, Moonlight summons used to be on a 4-week rotation, not a 3-week rotation like we have right now, where it's 3 old and then 3 weeks of a new one, and then back and forth. They changed it from the 4-week to a 3-week. I want to say it was around Blood Moon Haste. It was a while ago. And this significantly ramped up the rate of heroes that were released. And this was kind of around the time when heroes were being released somewhat frequently, but they were all kind of bad, and then people complained about it, and I don't know if they overcorrected and released a bunch of broken heroes, but either way, I feel like 3 weeks is a little too rapid. I felt like the 4 weeks was pretty good. I wish they would go back to that, but it doesn't look like they're addressing that here. Okay, so here's the schedule. So they're also announcing, I guess, that we're getting ML Vivian, and this is the rotation of the repeats, but then they're also throwing in Mediator Cowrick here first. So if you don't have Mediator Cowrick, you'll finally be able to get him. That's nice for people that don't have him. Okay, so here's something that they talked about previously, and I think, yeah, we've seen this already. This is the custom group rate drop banner thing. Do they say when we're getting it? Okay, so 4/21. It looks like we're getting this in April, so roughly a month from now. You'll be able to select 3 heroes. You get the artifacts. You can see the artifacts right here with them. And this is going to be similar to that triple banner with like Landy and Diane and, was it Cerise, I think? I think it was Cerise. So you can select 3 of them instead of it just being the 3 that they choose. And you'll be able to pull for them. This is also a nice catch-up mechanic, I think. And they have to do things like this every so often when the game ages as it has, because you have so many heroes, new players will just never be able to catch up. It gives older players a nice opportunity to get imprints or artifacts and stuff like that. So I think I will probably be selecting things that I need either imprints or artifacts for. If you're a newer player, you should probably go for heroes that are limited, and heroes that have an impact on the meta, like Landy would be a good one. I don't know, Luna, probably not worth it. Maybe for Dracoplate, if you don't have that, I'd grab Luna. And a third one, maybe pick your choice of some other limited artifact or hero, or, you know, a good RGB5 that you don't have, you know, like Ran or something like that. Okay, so I think they just talk about that here. This is, I think, similar stuff that we've seen before, where as you summon, you get coins. So there's not a single pity, really. You just accrue the coins, and then you can turn the coins in for the heroes or the artifacts. So an okay deal, I think, if you need those specific things. Custom Mystic Summon, what is this? So in addition to the 12 heroes in the lineup revealed above, people are still going to have trouble getting the heroes that they want, and so now they're going to do this custom Mystic Summon. So it's going to use Mystic Metals, but it's going to be a custom thing. And, oh, I guess it's going to be like that triple banner, except you can pick the heroes here, and then you get coins towards, I guess, the target that you want. Interesting. So you can basically pick someone to put on a banner and then summon for them. So basically, Smilegate is saying if you want to crack open your wallet, you're going to get any ML5 you want during this time period. So people that have been struggling, who would even be willing to spend money, I think their concerns are addressed here. This doesn't address the concerns of the people who I think are saying there's too many heroes and you've released them too frequently and they're too busted. What else do we have? Oh, this is just the overall dates for those things they talked about. Okay. World Arena. The next topic will be about World Arena and its upcoming balance adjustments. So they note that there's a lack of diversity. That is true due to overwhelmingly powerful compositions. Okay. And let's see. So they're going to do, first off, they're moving to 2 pre-bans. I think this will be a good change. This will really mix things up and freshen up World Arena for people. My biggest criticism of this is that they didn't implement it during preseason. Preseason, you want to be able to test things, and when there's such huge changes on the horizon, it feels completely pointless to test things right now. So essentially all preseason is basically just like play heroes to have fun. You know, heroes that are overpowered and you would feel guilty using them in a normal arena season, like Bad Cat Armin. Okay, so Battle Frenzy revamp. Oh, so they're changing Battle Frenzy. Okay, I think they have an additional post that gives more details than this, but essentially they're adding things to Battle Frenzy. And they will implement this during preseason. So this is, I think this is actually a big deal, that they're putting this in during preseason. This is something that they haven't really done before. They haven't tested things. And I feel like preseason is the perfect opportunity to do that. You have a period of time when people are playing games, but it doesn't really matter. So make some changes and see how it affects things. So I think testing this out during preseason is a great idea. And it sounds like they will, let's see, it sounds like they're willing to address things if it's not good, right, at the end of the preseason, rather than just like shove it into the next season. Okay, so I think I can just say what those changes are here really quickly and we can talk about them. I believe one change is that they're going to make RGB heroes more impactful against each other. So you're going to have a damage reduction applied if the hero that's attacking your RGB hero is the bad element, right? So if you have a blue element and a fire enemy attacks you, you have 30% adamant shield. Basically the same thing as Archdemon, Mercedes, or Huayang. And I think this is probably a bad change and confuses me a lot. If the point is to increase diversity, making RGB heroes such strong counterpicks to other RGB heroes, the only thing that will do is make people not want to pick RGB heroes, right? Because you can think about yourself in a draft situation. If you're taking turns picking heroes, do you want to be the first person to pick an RGB? Absolutely not, because as soon as you do that, they're going to slam one or two of the opposite color, and now your unit is really strongly countered. So I think what's going to happen, the way people will play with this change, is they're going to try to pick ML heroes until the very end and then maybe sneak an RGB at the end. I don't think that's a great change. I think their idea or their intent is that, you know, if somebody has an RGB hero, now you can pick another RGB that's maybe a little bit weaker, and because of that extra damage, you know, mitigation, it is now a more viable pick. And so in their head, I think they're thinking, okay, this will increase viability of lesser used RGB units. I don't think that'll actually happen. I think the reality is that it's just going to discourage people from taking RGB heroes early in the draft, and that will only limit you, right? That will decrease diversity. That'll do the opposite thing that they want to have happen. The other change, which also confuses me, is they're adding a 15% CR boost whenever someone dies. So if your team kills somebody on the enemy team, your whole team gets CR boosted by 15%. This is essentially a sachet mechanic that's just applied to your team. And the only thing I can see this doing is just making aggressive / cleave teams even stronger. This is very weird to me because right now the meta, and it was at the end of the season, is extremely aggressive. You, with all these overpowered openers, you really want to get in there and kill stuff and just take care of business fast. This only encourages that. So feels bad for tank players, I guess. Hopefully they will notice this during the preseason and they will address it going forward. They also mention that they have other effects that they're going to work out that may be applied to Battle Frenzy, and they might use those to balance stuff. So the exact specifics they've laid out, in my opinion, are not good, but the fact that they are willing to test early and the fact that they are making attempts at balance and they have the stated goals of increased diversity in mind, I think these are good things. So I'm skeptical but willing to see how it turns out. Okay, so E7 World Cup mode. This is the next mode. Oh, so that, yeah, they're adding an extra mode to E7 RTA, which is pretty exciting. This is slated for May, so not right away, but soon. And those of the highest ranks will be invited to the E7 World Cup. Oh, so you have to do well in this mode specifically. That's cool. I like that. Okay, I like that a lot. I don't know, did they give anything else here? Oh, so eligibility and limited number of entrances. So this is pretty huge. So you won't be able to just spam games and get into this. You have to actually do well. I'm excited for that. That's really cool. I like that. That's a good change. They're adding replay. That's really cool. I like that a lot. This was, I think, a button for a long time and then it went away. Now it's back. That's nice. Did they say when we're getting replay? During the latter half of the year. So this will be a while, but that's fine. Okay, 3v3. So this is in normal arena, not RTA. It'll essentially be Guild Wars. Do they say if this will impact like frames or anything like this? Is this a separate league? Like, how does this work? New strategy and excitement. Yeah, it will be different. I mean, it's basically just Guild Wars, right? Equipment revamp. Okay, I guess that's all they're saying about it. Equipment revamp. Okay, so they are noting here that we need more equipment, I guess. You release a lot of heroes, you need a lot of gear. It's kind of how it works. So they're adding right here this gauge on the side, and it will increase proportional to the level of crafted equipment. So we don't know exactly how much you have to craft to fill this bar up. And once you do fill it up, you'll be able to craft an epic piece. Looks like with the set you want. Do you get to pick the piece that it is? Oh, it's probably per piece here, so it probably, if you're making rings, you get an epic ring, I assume. Yeah, it's just the set. Well, this is taking out one layer of RNG, and we've seen, you know, with the equipment conversion boxes, that is an extremely powerful effect, right? So I think this will increase the amount you get gear by a substantial amount. Obviously not as good as a blue box, but if you're crafting a lot, you're probably going to be making a lot of these things. This is a quality of life. They're showing the ranges here for the rolls that you could get, I guess. Or, oh no, or maybe how it rolled. Either way, nice. I like that. Core equipment increase. Oh, you get more cores now when you extract. Okay. I don't personally find that to be an issue. I have plenty of cores, but if you're free to play, you may be struggling getting enough cores, so I think that could be a good change. They're adding a bunch of stuff to the equipment manager, so it will hopefully be a lot more effective to use this in-game now. Sorry to say, I think Fribbles is still going to be way better. Unless you can, like, you know, have it pop out builds like Fribbles can. It just won't be the same. So I will just keep using Fribbles. But that's nice that they're adding more options within the game. Alright, Adventure Revamp. This is probably irrelevant. They are decreasing the difficulty in Aiden's missions. You know, I'm going to admit I haven't done most of these yet. Actually, I don't even know if I have Aiden yet. Yeah, so don't have a lot to say about that. Urgent Mission Revamp. Oh, now you can enter without leaving your current map. I guess that's a nice quality of life change. It reduces the number of button clicks, so that's always nice. Epilogue, adventure point integration. I don't think this matters. I think these are probably the main things. Looks like they're doing a Forest of Souls revamp. Okay, so fewer button clicks. You know, you don't have to turn Molagora seeds into Molagora anymore. That's nice. We have a Grace of Unity. You may or may not be able to hear Crypto drinking water right now. A system that allows heirs to instantly raise a hero of their liking to the level of an existing hero. What is this? Grace of Unity. So their grade, their awakening, and their skill enhancements require an abundant amount of resources. Because of this, players are often faced with the debacle of deciding who to raise next. Well, I can tell you this is probably only a problem for newer players, because you rapidly get to a point in the game where making 6-star heroes is no longer your bottleneck. It's gear and Molagora. So this aims to alleviate some of the trouble. So this is almost certainly, targeted at new players, because they're the only ones that will have problems with this. When you place an experienced hero with an inexperienced one within the Grace of Unity, the inexperienced hero will acquire the growth tier to that of the experienced one. And then you can swap it out if you want. So it looks like you'll be able to take a hero that's already max level and like have it pull up one that's lower, I guess. Okay. Pet generation expansion. This is the first thing I've heard about pets in a long time. So their appearance changes. I'm a fan of that. I love pets. Affinity expanded to level 6. Okay, so you get to grind more. Their effects increases. Repeat battle increases to 30. That's really nice. That'll be really nice during hunt days, right? So when they reach the 5th generation, their appearance will change and their affinity level can be increased a bit. Okay. So just kind of nice quality of life. Hall of Trials revamp. Looks like you can... New skill effect filter. Hall of Trial. Okay, this is interesting. New boss. They're adding Incomplete Faustus to the rotation. Let's see. They're adding... Due to this, on the one side, new heirs have trouble. Okay, so it looks like they're changing the way that we get the currency, so it's better. That's fine. A unique ranking system. Interesting. Okay, well, I mean, I think it's to add complexity to this and maybe beef it up a bit, I think is good. I don't know if their intent here is that the Hall of Trials is kind of in-game PvE. I suppose you could make it that way. So that's exciting. More Abyss floors, probably. Wait, new content, Abyss Challenge mode. Okay, maybe not new floors. Each year we've introduced deeper floors to the Abyss. This time around, instead of deeper floors, so no new floors, we've decided to introduce an entirely new mode that is accessible after reaching floor 80. Okay, so it's challenge mode. The new content will also give one-time rewards of a higher quality for each clear. Okie doke, and there's missions, that's cool. So they're basically going to be reusing some of the Abyss content by increasing the difficulty. I'm fine with that. You know, it's more to clear out, more to do, get more rewards. Something about Labyrinth. Oh wait, we're getting another Labyrinth? I don't think anybody asked for that. Eastern Trade Ship. Okay, interesting. So I think that is pretty much it. Hopefully your summons go well that they emailed out. So I think this covers most things. The main thing I wanted to talk about was the Battle Frenzy stuff for RTA. I don't think those two particular changes are good. I am hopeful that they will release better changes after testing during preseason. So I'd appreciate to hear your thoughts below. Otherwise, that's it for me. Later.